This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening to all uh, for today's session. Is my screen visible to all of you? Okay, right. So in the previous session, we had discussed about the non-accounting vouchers. So we will continue with the same discussion. Yeah. So I had discussed about the non-accounting vouchers, nothing but unconventional vouchers, right? So under that first we had discussed about the memorandum voucher. So coming to the memorandum voucher, I had given an explanation as when to use, right? So to execute this particular voucher, I have given a small illustration where I have a practical exercise on a memorandum voucher, in short, which is called as a memo voucher. The company made a suspense cash payment of 1,000 to the office staff to purchase stationeries. However, the actual cost of purchase wasn't known. Pass the following transaction in the books of the company. Now, for this, I would give a nice example, a classic example where you can understand this particular memorandum voucher. Okay. Now, here, let's take a small example. Now, now after 1 year or 2 years, or after you finish your graduation, you are placed in a very good company. Okay, you get a good you get a nice job. So it has been a couple of days. You have started your work, and your company will hold or is holding a seminar. So I'll repeat it again. After your graduation, after your course is done in your college, you are placed well in a company. It has been a couple of days. You have started your work. Okay, so I can say you're the junior most employee for the company. Your company is holding a seminar. You can take seminar, workshop, or any other function. The company is holding a seminar. Now, each and every employee of your company is holding some or the other responsibility for that particular seminar. Now, for that particular seminar, some purchase has to be done. Okay. Now, all of them are busy in the arrangements. What happens? The accountant of that particular company where you have joined will give you the work of these purchases to be made for the seminar. Some stationaries are to be purchased, some materials. So he would give you this job. Now, what happens is some amount is given to you. Let's say you're given around, here I've given as 1,000 rupees in the illustration. I'll take it as 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees of cash is handed over to you, and what you have to make a purchase. The list is also handed over to you by your accountant. So you have to leave during the office hours and make the purchases. Okay. So what you do is you take the list, you take the amount, and you leave during the office hours. Right? So you go out during the office hours to make these purchases. Now what happens? The accountant records all the entries in the tally software. Yes, whatever transaction takes place in the company, he makes a record. Now, He would have given an amount of 5,000 to you for the purchases to be made. You have not yet come back, but the moment he gives you 5,000 rupees, he has to go for the recording. So, how would he record the entry when 5,000 rupees is being given? Can he record in a payment voucher or a purchase voucher? No. Why? It has not been supported with the documentary evidence, nothing but the invoice, and there is no proof, there is no clarity of how much the purchases has been done. So, what happens is when the accountant has to make record for this transaction, he cannot use the payment or purchase because moment he passes this entry, it will start affecting the books of accounts. The cash and bank balances can fluctuate. The stock items value can increase or decrease. So henceforth, he must and should pass the entry, but it should not affect the books of accounts until and unless you come back with a purchase. So for that, the accountant would use a memorandum voucher. Okay, so he will use a memorandum voucher, and he will pass the same entry as as we pass when we have made the payment for the stationeries purchased. Okay, so here at the path bottom, I have given here the path how to go to memorandum vouchers and how to activate them. So it's gateway of tally, transactions, vouchers, memorandum voucher. So here we have to go to F10 other vouchers. Okay, right. So we go to the vouchers, and here we go to F10. If you can observe here on the vertical button bar, we have F10. Other vouchers we have contra payment receipt journal. In the vertical button bar, we have other vouchers. So click on other vouchers. So here again, memorandum voucher is not appearing. So what you have to do is go up and select as show inactive. Press enter on show inactive. Okay, and over here, can you see here beneath the journal itself, you have memorandum voucher. Select memorandum voucher. Now you need to activate the memorandum voucher type. Activate now. So what you do is you press enter. All of you are able to get the memorandum voucher. Yes. Or is anyone stuck up, not able to get the memorandum voucher? Let me know. I would repeat it again.
Ma'am, could you repeat it?
Yes, I'll repeat it. Yeah, are you in the gateway of Tally?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Press enter on the vouchers. Once you press enter on the vouchers, you'll get payment receipt or journal. Okay. Let's say I'm having a payment voucher. Now in the vertical button bar, you have F10 other vouchers. Can you observe here?
Yes, ma'am.
Press enter on that, and then you will go to show inactive. Now I have already activated solution memorandum in my list. What you should do is go to show inactive. Show inactive. Press enter on show inactive, and there can you see beneath the journal you have memorandum.
Ma'am, for me,
Hmm.
I can't select it.
Huh. You can't.
It's light.
So press enter on that bar. It's not
Okay. Okay.
activated. Press enter on that.
Okay.
Now a question will come, right? You need to activate. Correct.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Ah, so now you go to memorandum. Got it? Yeah?
Ma'am, got it.
Yes, actually, for today's session, my voice will be a little low. I really apologize because I've got a little bad cough. So I hope if you can just cooperate with me for today's session. Of course, my voice will be there, but not a bit high for the today's class. Okay, but I can take
Yes.
care of it. Yeah, thank you so much. Right. So here we have is memorandum voucher. So what I told that 5,000 rupees will be handed over to you. A list would be given for the purchase. So you have to go during the office hours to go for the purchase, and your accountant would have told that normally we purchase from this particular shop. You go over there itself, you make a purchase. Okay, because from that particular shop the company has been purchasing for so long years. Probably he's giving some discount or he is giving at a lesser value. So like that, you go to that particular place, and I mean, you first of all you leave during the office hours. So once you leave, taking the amount and the list, now the accountant has to record that 5,000 has been handed over to you. Now, if he forgets to record and only after you come back, he can't pass a payment voucher because it is not possible. As in when the transaction take place, he must record, but he can't record in a journal voucher because there is no support of the invoice also here. There is no bill involved. Okay. Now what he has to pass, but it should not affect the books of accounts. He has to save the entry. So for which he will use a memorandum. Now what entry you pass for the payment of stationery made by cash? What is it? You pass stationery account return to cash account. The same entry, instead of passing in a payment voucher, you will use a memorandum voucher. That's it. So what I'll do is debit stationery. Here I've given as 1,000, so I'll take 1,000 itself. Press enter. Credit cash. Yes. So you'll pass the entry as debit stationery, credit cash. Press enter. Yes. Now the narration what you will pass is being cash given to the office staff to buy the stationeries. You have to give because it is not normally we give a narration as what being payment made towards a stationery purchased via invoice number or bill number like this. But here we can't give it so because as I told, there is no support of the documentary evidence of the invoice, neither there is no clarity of the amount. So being cash given to the office staff to buy the stationeries. Okay? Being cash given to the office staff to buy the stationeries. So this is how he will pass the narration and he will close the entry. If you have not passed, please pass the entry. Okay. So once you type the narration, accept it. And now see you will know the difference. Accept, yes. Okay. Now we have done with the memorandum. Now the important segment lies here. Now let's go back to the gateway of Tally. Okay. We are in the gateway of Tally. And over here, we will go to the daybook. Press enter on the daybook. Now, just scroll down slowly using that navigation keys, that down option. Hmm? Go down. Now, can you see how the rest of the vouchers appear? How is this voucher appearing? Can you see? The stationery is slant and light it is. All of you are able to make out the difference between the other vouchers and the non-accounting voucher. So this is how it appears, which means the rest of the vouchers are very well accounted. They affect the financial statements. But here, if you see the memorandum voucher, which means it is not accounted, it is non-accounted. Is that clear? Stationery, it is non-accounted. I hope all of you have got this. You're able to make out the difference here. It is light and slant, others are dark and bold. So here,
Yes, ma'am.
very good. Thanks for confirming. So here, which means that it is not accounted. It will not affect your financial statements. Though we have given cash, it will not affect. So which means it is a clear-cut non-accounting voucher. Now we'll press the escape key, come back to the gateway of tally. Now, now I'll continue the story for you. So 5,000 would have been handed over to you. You go for the purchase. Now, what would have happened? Here we have two cases. First, I've given as credit purchase. Second, I've given as cash purchase of stationeries. Okay. Now, first, I'll go for the credit purchase of stationeries. So, what would have happened is you go out to make the purchase. You have finished the purchasing. No, like you'll be on the way to make a purchase. Then you would have got a call or an emergency, probably from your home or from your close friends or whoever it is. It would be an emergency call, and the situation would be such that you have to leave your office immediately. There is some emergency coming up, so you have to leave your office immediately and you have to go. Probably you have to go to another city, out of station, you can say. But you'll be coming the very next day early, I mean, the next day morning back to your work. But at that moment, you have to leave your office. So, what you do is now 5,000 would be handed over to you. So, what you do is you make a credit purchase of stationeries. You don't make him any payments. You require that 5,000 amount immediately for your purpose. You'll again go back to the office. You will give a refund or you'll reimburse. Yes, that job you would do. But as of now, in that situation, you require the amount. So what you do is, since that particular stationery shop is a regular supplier of the stock to the company, you inform him that you have come from this particular company. He says, fine. Tomorrow evening or tomorrow morning, the payments can be made, not an issue. You can take the stock. So what you do is you make the purchase of stationery and then you come back to the office. Once you come back to the office, at that point of time, the accountant would not be there. Probably he'll be busy in a meeting. He will not be there at that moment. So what do? You will hand over that particular purchase, that carry bag, to your colleague and you inform him that you have to leave immediately and to please hand over that particular the carry bag to the accountant. I have made the necessary purchase. Please inform him. So you take the permission of your boss and you leave. Now the question is, to with whom is the bill? The bill is with you. The bill lies with you. You have not handed over to your colleague because there is a risk that if the bill is lost or if the bill is misplaced, you would be held responsible. Yes, and you are not ready to take that accountability or the risk. So you are responsible for the work which for which you have been assigned. So what you do is, you will have that bill with you itself. Only the purchase of whatever stationery is, you will hand over the cover and you inform him that you please inform the accountant I've done the work, I have to leave immediately. So this is the turning point here. Invoice is with you, so you leave from there. You don't give any other information to your colleague. Now after the meeting, when the accountant comes back, your colleague would inform him that fine, sir, please take over. She has made the, she has completed her work. Now the very next question comes: where is the bill? Sir, the bill is with her. It's not with me. Okay, fine. Okay, at least how much how much was incurred or how much was spent? Sir, I have no idea because she has not communicated to me. She has not told me. I have no idea about it. Now, this has to be recorded in the company's books. What to do? So, what happens? The voucher which we pass in the memorandum voucher, that is stationery account return to cash account, will be kept as it is in the memorandum itself until you come back and give the clarity. Now, got the point? So, it'll be in the memorandum voucher, the entry would. Now, what happens? Your accountant will try to contact you, message you, or email you, or whatever the modes are there. But unfortunately, you're not reachable. So, what happens is there is no clarity. So, the next day when you come back and report to your office, at that point of time, first job what you do, you would hand over the bill to him, and let's say out of 5,000, you would have spent around 3,500. Out of 5,000, you would have spent 3,500. Okay, now that bill you would give it to him, and as it was a credit purchase, okay, so what do? You will give the complete details to your accountant. That's, sir, I have made a credit purchase of stationery, so I have to go and settle the bills now. It's not yet. The payment is not yet done. I had made a credit purchase. So what does he do now? Can he convert the memorandum voucher into a payment voucher? No, because payment voucher will have the cash or the bank balance is affected. He can't convert memorandum voucher into a payment voucher. So what he has to do, since the payment is yet to be made to the stationery shop, he would convert the same memorandum voucher into a journal voucher. And if all of you are well aware of all the set of vouchers, journal voucher is used to record the receivables and the payables, the credit purchases. Yes? So what he does is he will convert the same memorandum voucher into a journal voucher to record the credit purchase of stationery. So what he does, he immediately goes to the Tally software. Now how we are all going? He will go to the, which one? He'll not go to the vouchers for the conversion. Now, as of now, what segment, what discussion I'm telling you, it's very, very important. All of you will go to the display more reports. Under reports, we have is display more reports. Please go to the display more reports. Under reports from Gateway of Tally, press enter. Now you have at the last you have is exception reports. Under exception you have exception reports. So press enter on the exception reports. I hope all of you are able to get the exception reports. Okay, yeah. So press enter on the exception reports. Now can you see here? We have the first itself. Under registers we have memorandum register. So, very important for all of us to know that where can we view the non-accounting vouchers? In which report we can view the non-accounting vouchers? I'd also discussed about this yesterday, that we can view the non-accounting vouchers in the exception reports in Tally. No other. Daybook it will show. I don't know. Daybook is a book of originality. Whatever I pass, it will be there. But specifically, where can I watch the non-accounting vouchers? It is exception reports. Under that you have memorandum register. So memorandum register, press enter on that. Now can you see it is showing as 1, which means what? We have passed one memorandum voucher. Okay. So what you do is you have to press enter on that. Yeah. So here you have in the list of all memorandum vouchers, you have the entry here evident. Now what you do is press enter on that. Right? Your memorandum voucher will get reopened. Now what you should do is you have to convert this memorandum voucher into a journal voucher. Okay? I hope all of you have I hope all of you have come till here, because now the conversion will take place. In case you have not, let me know immediately. Okay. So I'll assume that all of you have come to the memorandum vouchers. Now what you have to do is you have to convert the same memorandum voucher into a journal voucher. Okay. So what is the key for the journal voucher? It is F7. So press F7. Now the same memorandum voucher is converted into a journal voucher. Now it will affect the books of accounts. So enter. Now here the same debit stationery. Now here I've given us 1000 rupees. Let's presume that out of 1000 rupees, probably 850 would have been spent. Credit purchase. 850 cash. Instead of cash, what do we give? We have to substitute the cash with the name of the stationery supplier. I think previously we had given one Maruti Enterprises. I still remember. So we can give Maruti Enterprises here. All of us have this Maruti Enterprises. For the stationery based entries only, we have passed in journal vouchers. So you can choose Maruti Enterprises in the list of ledgers. Press enter on that. So this is how we convert the memorandum into a journal voucher. Press enter. And now what is the type of reference you have to choose when there is a credit purchase? It is, yes, it is new reference. Good. So name Maruti Enterprises. Enter. Now the due date, we can give it as 1 day because you have told that the next day I would come and settle, pay off the bills. So 1 day can be given as the due date. Press enter, enter, enter. Yes. Now you will change the narration. Being stationaries purchased on credit via bill number, whatever. You can give the bill details here. So being stationery purchased on credit via, so given as 9089765 from Maruti Enterprises. Okay. So being stationery purchased on credit via bill number from Maruti Enterprises. Like this, we type the narration and pass the entry. Enter, accept. Now once we convert the memorandum into a journal voucher, can you see in the list of memorandum vouchers it is nullified because it is no more a non-accounting voucher. It is an accounting voucher. So let's check whether it would appear the same like the other vouchers. Where do we check? We will go back to the Daybook from Gateway of Tally. Yes. So we have here only, okay, get a Daybook. Select Daybook here, press enter. Yeah. Now, which is the voucher we entered? It was for journal voucher. Now, can you see here? Slowly scroll down. Now, under list of journals, the last entry it is. Can you see now? Like the other vouchers, this voucher is also dark and bold. Yes, you can easily make out. Like the other vouchers, how they appear, this voucher is also appearing in the same fashion. Which means what? It has affected your financial statements, affected your books of accounts. Yes, so previously how it was appearing? Light and slant. Now it is dark and bold. So this is the way how there's a transformation from non-accounting to accounting vouchers. Now we have to now we have to complete the last step. What is that? To clear the payment. Now what you do is you would have informed your accountant that sir, like this, I require the funds immediately. So I've used it up, so I'll just reimburse back to you, or I would settle the bill of that stationery supplier. Remaining, I will reimburse to the company. So he says, okay, fine. So once you settle the bill, you clear the payment. So then, what the accountant will do is he will he will pass a payment voucher to formally end the transaction, to close the transaction. And because journal voucher is used to pass or to record only receivables and payables, and payment voucher is passed to formally end the transaction. So there we go for a payment voucher, right? So let's go for the payment voucher. F5 payment voucher. You can choose anything. Now we have also have bank payment voucher. Anything is okay, either bank payment or a payment voucher. Now debit whom? It is funds are going out. So credit will be cash or bank. Debit is Maruti Enterprises. So debit Maruti Enterprises. Can you see 850? There is a balance there, a credit balance 850. Now it will come as what? It will come as against reference. Type against, I mean, select against reference. Press enter. Enter. Here ICICI Bank. Whichever is your company's bank account, you can choose. If you're settling by check or if you're giving by cash also, show more you can go, and here you have ATM, or if you're transferring him by Google Pay, others. Being bill settled for Maruti Enterprises towards the stationery purchased. Being bill settled for Maruti Enterprises towards the stationery purchased. So once you confirm that, oh, so the bill has, I mean, the amount has been paid, it has been settled up, then later on what he will do, he will further close the transaction with the payment voucher. So it started with the memorandum, then to the journal, and then finally to the payment. So once you type the narration, you can accept yes. Accept yes. Yes. So like this, we completely end the transaction. Now, we go for the second situation where if there is a cash purchase of stationeries. Now, there is no credit purchase. Probably you will not have purchased on credit. So it is a case too where whatever 5,000 rupees you would have been given for to make the purchase, so out of 5,000 you come back, okay, and you would tell that out of 5,000 I've spent only 3,500. So remaining whatever the change has to be given, the balance amount, you give it back to the accountant. So there is no kind of a credit purchase involved. In that case, instead of going from memorandum to journal to payment, you can directly convert the memorandum voucher into a payment voucher by pressing F5. So let's go for this one. But for that purpose, we have to again pass a memorandum voucher. So for doing the case 2, where there would be a cash purchase of stationery, first we have to pass a memorandum voucher. And for that, what we have to do? We have to go to the F10 and select memorandum voucher, because there is no functional key for memorandum. For the others, you have for contra F4, payment F5, but for memorandum, there is no key, functional key. You have to go only to F10 and select memorandum vouchers. So here you are going to pass again a memorandum voucher now to go for a cash purchase of stationeries. So we have a debit stationery, 1,000 rupees. That was the case given here. Credit cash. Same narration again. Repeat it. Being cash or advance given to the office staff to purchase the stationeries. Being cash given to the office staff to purchase the stationeries. So like this again, type the narration, pass the entry. Now, as I told that the purchases has been done, and out of the amount given, not the complete amount is spent, but only a partial amount. The same amount, 850 what we have taken. So what has to be done is we have to go to the display more reports from Gateway of Tally, go to the exception reports at the last under exception, and here you have memorandum register. Press enter. Your memorandum voucher will get reopened again. Now you will convert the same memorandum voucher into a payment voucher by pressing F5. So press F5. So it is your, wish whether to get choose bank payment or payment. Now this time you can go for a bank payment voucher. You can choose the ICICI Bank. Yes. So it's like it will convert from double entry to a single entry mode directly. Stationery. Now what is the actual amount spent? It is 850 and not 1000. So we'll correct the amount as 850. And here, since suppose here we have bank payment voucher here, so what you can do is we had given as cash. So what you can do is you can use a payment voucher. Bank can be given, but bank also, of course, when you're withdrawing cash itself. But since it is better you take up cash only, I think that would be best. So here, stationery to cash, being payment made towards the stationery purchased. Yes, so being payment made towards the stationery purchase by cash to Maruti Enterprises. Buyer will accept, yes. Pass the entry. Accept, yes. Okay. So once we convert the memorandum into a payment voucher, again, your list of memorandum vouchers gets nullified. So this is the concept of memorandum vouchers. So now I will read it again. The when to use. Okay. So when you are uncertain about the account to which the amount has to be allocated to when recording the transaction. Yes. When there was no certainty, when there was no clarity. So what do? You would go for a memorandum voucher to mark the stationery purchase. When the account is determined, the same memorandum voucher can be converted into a regular voucher and the transaction can be brought into the books of accounts. So that is what we did. In first case, we converted into a journal voucher to mark a credit purchase, then a payment voucher to close the entry. In the second case, considering that a cash purchase of stationery was done, we directly converted the memorandum voucher into a payment voucher. So the last line, until then, Tally stores these entries in a memorandum register. Yes or no? It keeps the entries safely in a memorandum register. This is the first non accounting voucher we have done. We have the next one, that is optional vouchers. So if you have any doubts on memorandum vouchers, if you aren't clear, you can let me know before we begin with non optional sales vouchers. Yes. Yeah. So now we go ahead for optional vouchers where we have control plus L. Yeah. Now, this is a very interesting voucher to be learned. Now, all of you have heard about a quotation, quotation, then we have tender, estimation. Yes. So, what is this quotation, tender, estimation? So, we give an estimation for a particular product. If it is okay, if the customers find it okay, then it would be purchased from us. Yes. So, this is the case of the same estimation, quotation, or the tenders. Now, if you take any product, why? If we take ourselves, what would happen? Now, I want to purchase a washing machine. Let's say I want to go for an IFB washing machine. Now, you would tell me one fact that would we visit the same place? I mean, like one place we go. Let's say I'm going to Girias. I will see the washing machine. the price is there. Do I purchase and come? Do I visit only one showroom? What would happen? I would visit two, three showrooms. Then, where the cost is economical, quality is good, I will make a comparative, a study. Then the best I purchase. Yes. Now, when we can do like that, why can't the companies? Right? So, you take any product, the same thing is done. Now, here also, we have to mark with this as optional sales vouchers. One can mark any existing voucher as optional by pressing Ctrl L. Okay? Any voucher can be marked as Ctrl L, and once it becomes Ctrl L, it becomes an optional sales voucher, the same considering it to be a non accounting voucher. The second point, these are used to forecast future sales projections to see the impact of transactions without actually posting them. So here only I've given it. These are used to forecast the future sales projections, future estimation, quotations, tenders to see the impact of transactions without actually posting them. For example, Proforma Invoice. Proforma Invoice is a kind of an estimation what is given to the clients before making the actual sales. Yes, it is an estimated invoice which is sent by the seller to the buyer in advance before the delivery of the goods. Nothing but quotation. So, for this purpose, we have to what we have to do? We have to press Ctrl L in the sales voucher and make the entry as optional. Now, in this case, you're passing optional sales vouchers. So, how do we make it? We arrive at the sales voucher as usual, and there we will press Ctrl L to mark the same voucher as optional. So, I hope all of you have got this concept here. Now, let's proceed with that. On 1st of October, company is making sales to Kalyan traders. Before making the actual sales, company is issuing a proforma invoice on 9th September as an estimated invoice in advance before the sale of goods. So here, company is making a sales to Kalyan traders. And what is the date for that? 1st of October. Now, before making the actual sales, company is issuing a proforma invoice, which means what? 1st of October, it is affecting sales to Kalyan traders. But before affecting the sales, what does Kalyan traders, what does the company do? First, it will give an estimation. And when the estimation would be given, the estimation would be given on 9th of September. If you observe here, it is 9th. So on 9th of September in the previous month, estimation would be given to Kalyan traders. Once it accepts the quotation or the estimation, then the sale would be made to Kalyan traders on 1st of October. Okay, now for what the estimation was sent by our company to Kalyan traders? It was for Logitech printers. So for Logitech printers, the estimation was given as what? That a rate of 10,000 per printer would be charged because they wanted around 20 printers for their office. Kalyan traders wanted 20 printers. So of course they would have visited so many showrooms, so many centers, and one of them would be us. So what do? Is I give an estimation that I would be charging 10,000 per number. This is exclusive of GST. So 10,000 per number for 20 numbers of printers with GST. Okay, so I'll give him the complete estimation and I would give them all the information. So what happens? They will take a couple of days. So immediately no one will decide that, okay, fine, I'll make the purchase from this particular person. They'll take a couple of days. They make a decision, and after a couple of days, on 1st of October, or the previous day, that's on 30th of September, Kalyan traders will confirm that fine, we are okay with the price per printer charge. So you can sell us the printers. So what happens is I would convert the same optional sales voucher into a sales voucher. Until and unless it remains in the optional voucher, it is non-accounted. So, and most important here, one thing we should know. See, estimation is given to the Kalyan traders, and Kalyan traders goes off after taking the estimation. Now, is there a guarantee that the Kalyan traders would come back on the very next day or after a couple of days? No. It may or may not come back, because if it finds in any other place a better price, probably it will go there and make a purchase. So there is no surety. It's completely uncertain that Kalyan traders would come back and accept the quotation. So what I would do is I would just pass an optional voucher that in case if I'm effecting a sale to Kalyan traders for 20 printers at 10,000 per number with GST, how would the entry be gone and how would it affect it? So what do I do is I go for an optional voucher. Okay. So once it is confirmed that I am making a sale to Kalyan traders on 1st of October, I will convert the same optional sales voucher into a regular sales voucher. So optional sales voucher is nothing but a Proforma invoice and estimation, which I will convert it into a regular voucher, that is a sales voucher. So what I would do is I would press Control L, and this is from which menu? This is from the voucher alteration menu. Okay. So how do we pass this entry? First of all, we have to check whether do we carry a sufficient stock for the Logitech printers before we give the estimation. So let's go for it. Yeah. So we are in the gateway of Tally screen. Okay. Now here we have the stock summary report. Under reports we have is stock summary. So select stock summary here, press enter. As of now, in my company, there are only 9 printers. So if I have to give an estimation of 20 printers, I must have a sufficient stock. So what is the step I should take now? Yes,
We should purchase
ve-
voucher.
very good. We have to pass a purchase voucher. So because if I'm having 9 printers, can I give an estimation? I can give an estimation of 20, not a problem. But the thing is, in case if he comes back immediately or after a couple of days to, so I must have a sufficient stock. So first I have to ensure that I'm having a sufficient stock of the printers. So what I have to do is I have to pass a purchase voucher to pass I mean to mark the purchase of printers. So what you can do is you already have the go to option there, Alt G. So go to the Alt G now. Now once you go to the Alt G, at the top only you have create voucher. Select create voucher. Okay, after selecting create voucher, you will press F9 to go for the purchase voucher. F9 for a purchase voucher. And now 011, I'll give the invoice number. Party name. Party name you can choose anyone. It is already existing. You have Oro Enterprises. Anyone would be okay because all are nothing but sundry creditors itself. Or you can choose the same supplier of Logitech printers. So I think from whom we had made a previous purchase. Let us check. Let me check. Ah, here I've got it. Hmm? We had purchased from Pillai Traders. So either you can choose Pillai Traders or even Vincent Electronics. So suppose if Vincent Electronics is having printers, or if you or suppose if I'm making intrastate, which means what? Within the state I'm purchasing, you can also go for Shriram Traders. Now, previously I made a purchase of Dell computers from Shriram Traders. So you can choose Shriram Traders again to go for the Logitech printers, assuming that Shriram Traders is also having, is also trading in printers, Logitech printers. Okay, so you can take the same party. So you'll take Shriram Traders. Now the same details what we filled up last time: receipt note number, document number, dispatch. How is it dispatching? Like I would have ordered for already I'm having 9 printers. I would have ordered for 15 printers. So it'll be dispatching through a tempo. Destination. My place of business is in Jayanagar. So I'll choose Jayanagar. Carrier name. Transporter's name. From his place. From Shriram Traders, the stock is being transported. So to which transporter he is sending? SRL, I'll give it as SRL Logistics. Okay. Then the vehicle number. Purchase taxable you choose. So here, after you choose purchase taxable to mark the intrastate inward supply, so you can go for Logitech printers. Go down, select the same go down where already have an existing stock. So I'll select go down to. So currently I'm purchasing 15 printers. So I'll choose 15 here. The rate is 12,000 per printer. So keep it as 12,000 itself. As usual, CGST and SGST. E-way bill, we know that. So I'll go back to the GST details. If you haven't done, please do it up. We have CGST and SGST.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, pa.
Ma'am, I'm not getting the purchase ledger, ma'am. The option.
In which screen you are, pa, now? Name of the item,
Ma'am,
quantity, rate is appearing.
no, ma'am. I'm actually getting only the party account name, ma'am. Not the
Okay, pa.
purchase ledger.
No. I'm talking. Leave purchase ledger. The name of the item is appearing in purchase voucher.
I didn't get you, ma'am.
No. I'm telling. Now currently on the purchase voucher screen now. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
In that you're getting name of the item, which you can see in my screen. Here, name of the item. That a particular column it is there.
No, ma'am. I don't have that.
That's what I want. Now what you do is press Control H bar. Change mode option. Control H and choose item invoice mode. It will be in accounting invoice mode. Select item invoice mode.
Yes,
Mine is
ma'am.
already in the same. Press enter. Now it is coming.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, bye. Welcome. So now you choose purchase in purchase ledger purchase and classification purchase taxable. So I'll hold the entry as it is. The ones who haven't done can make it up. Then I'll go for the e-way bill and close the entry. Okay, so I hope all of you have done this entry. Now what do I do is I'll go to the e-way bill. So as usual, I'll press enter, and here you have to give the e-way bill number. 12-digit e-way bill number, date of the e-way bill, dispatch from Shriram Traders. We'll assume Shriram Traders is in JP Nagar, which phase and not give. Dispatch from JP Nagar to Jayanagar. If you want, you can give distance in kilometers. I'll give it as 4. New, and what is the transponder? SRL Logistics, right? So yeah, transporter's ID, license by road, vehicle type is regular. So here what you can choose, I mean new reference or either on account, and we have to settle all the bills now. So that is a bill settlement option which we will learn afterwards. It is very important for all of you to learn bill settlement option in Tally. Okay, so here you can choose new reference, name Sriram Trader, due date. Of course, Sriram Traders would allow a credit period of 10 days within which have to clear his pending bills. Enter, enter, enter. Being Logitech printers purchased on credit subject to GST at 18%. Accept. Yes. Now we have sufficient stock of Logitech printers. Now how can we check it up? Yes, so here only we have in the stock summary. Now I'm having sufficient stock of 24 printers. I had purchased for 15 printers since I've already had an existing stock of 9, but I must have minimum 20 because 20 I've given the estimation. So I have to have minimum 20, maximum 24, 30 or a number of printers, right? Now, what happens is here, of course, I make an estimation that I'm charging 10 because he will ask on a large scale. So I would just decrease. I would give him a discount. So total 10,000 per printer, exclusive of tax. GST would be an addition to the amount. Now what has to be done is here we have to give the estimation for him, right? So we have to go for the option in sales vouchers. So what you can do is, if you have not passed the purchase voucher to record the purchase of Logitech printers, you can do up, and then now we will take a break of 5 to 7 minutes, and then we will resume the session. Okay? Yeah. So you can take a break for a couple of minutes, and then we will resume back.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, so after a short break, we'll resume the session back. Yeah, so I hope all are back. So let's continue the session. Okay, yeah. So now we have a sufficient stock of the Logitech printers, and now we have to give the estimation to Kalyan Traders. So now what we have to do is we will go to the sales vouchers, press enter on sales voucher, F8. Yes. Now, as usual, we arrive at the sales voucher. Now, to make this as optional sales voucher, what we would do is we would press Control L. Press Control L, okay? And moment you press Control L, you will get the status as optional. Yes, I hope all of you have got this. It will be status optional. Now, to whom are we sending the estimation? It is Kalyan Traders. So select, I think we have to create here, Kalyan Traders. So go to the create option, create Kalyan Traders. Under sundry, debtors, maintain balances bill by bill as yes. Even though we give the bill, obviously there will be no effect of the bill because there is no invoice only involved here. So Control A. Here also there is no delivery note details. Why? Because we can't enter here. So now if I press enter, there is no question of delivering things here. It is not yet confirmed. It is just a estimation I've set. So these details are to be filled only when you pass the sales voucher and not the optional sales voucher. Control L, Control A. Now, what you have to do is, since the estimation has to be given with with the GST components, so we have to select the sales account for the sales ledger window, and here in the GST classification, we have to choose the GST classification here. Now, Kalyan Traders is also located in Bangalore within Karnataka, so it will be sales taxable. So we'll choose sales taxable here. So here, name of the item, spacebar, and here the name of the item have to be given as Logitech printers.
What has to be chosen for tax classification details? Is it not?
It is sales taxable within the state we are supplying, so sales taxable. So now choose in name of the item as Logitech printers, okay, and the go down here, so space bar. So go down to I'm having currently the stock. Now here you have quantity. So how much is for how many pieces we are giving estimation? 20 pieces of Logitech printers, right? So quantity column you'll give the 20. You'll give as 20. Press enter. Now at what is the rate you're giving the estimation? It is 10,000 per number. So you give it as 10. Press enter. Enter. So now what you have to do is, as usual, you have to give CGST and SGST because you cannot tell the client or the customer, sir, it will cost 2 lakh plus GST extra. It is not like that. So what we have to do, along with the GST, we have to give the total price. Okay, invoice value. So CGST, SGST. So the total amount payable by Kalyan Traders in case if he accepts the quotation, estimation would be 2,36,000. So now no eBay bill details. Why? Because this is just an estimation we are sending. So provide GST bills details as no. Press enter. And now we cannot choose as on account because there's no transaction evolved. So let it be in a new reference itself. But in new reference again, we're not giving due date or something. We can give the name. Kalyan Traders. Though new reference marks a credit purchase or credit sale, here we have tagged as new reference for the only reason it is just an estimation, but the due date hasn't been given, as well as the invoice details is also not being given. So press enter. Now you will come to the narration. And what is the narration you're going to give? Being estimation sent for the Logitech printers for Kalyan Traders. Yes. So being estimation sent for Logitech printers to Kalyan Traders. Brackets if you want, you can give as inclusive of GST at 18%. Accept, yes. Now an optional sales voucher is being passed. Now how we viewed the memorandum voucher, in the same way we can also view the optional sales voucher. So let's go back to the daybook and check how this voucher would appear. Daybook. So here, just scroll up, slowly scroll down. Yes. So here we have, if you can observe, in the sales voucher group it is, we have the sales vouchers and we also have Kalyan Traders. Now all of you can observe this. All the other sales vouchers appear, not only sales, all the other vouchers rather appear dark and bold. But if you see Kalyan Traders, it is appearing light and slant, which means what? It is optional sales vouchers. Okay, so it is optional sales vouchers. So here only you can observe that it is not accounted, non-accounted. Okay, so now we'll press the escape key. This is one way of viewing. Now, which is the report I've told you where we can view all the non-accounting vouchers? It is exception reports. So to view that reports, you have to go to the display more reports from the gateway of Tally, press enter on that, and at the last you have exception reports. Okay, so now you have here is, can you see at the second after memorandum we have is optional vouchers. So select optional vouchers, press enter on optional vouchers. Yes. So here you have Kalyan Traders. So press enter on Kalyan Traders. Yes. So now the voucher reopens again. Now, what you have to do now here? Now on 9th, there I've given the problem as on 9th September, right? Oh, let me go back. Now, huh. So 9th September, the estimation has been sent, and on 1st of October, it has been sold. Now, what happens on 9th September? I've sent the estimation. Couple of days have crossed by, and later on 30th September, Kalyan Traders confirms that it has to purchase from us. So we are going to effect the sales on 1st of October. So what we will do is we will convert the same optional sales voucher into a sales voucher, okay, on 1st of October. So here, since we can't change the dates, so we'll retain it as 2nd of 1st of April. If you wish, you can go from 1st of April to 2nd of April, considering the same as 1st of October. So you can just put off F2. It will show as 2nd of April. This is optional if you want. Otherwise, you can just leave the date as it is. But most important, you have to convert the non-accounting into an accounting voucher now. And for that, you have to press Control L. So press Control L now. What happens? That optional tag will be removed. Okay? The optional tag will be removed, and it is, as usual, the sales voucher and accounting come inventory voucher. So press enter. Now you can give the dispatch details. Okay, so here we have the delivery note number, dispatch document number, dispatch through. Now how am I dispatching 20 printers to them in a tempo? Destination. Now where is Kalyan Traders? Assuming that Kalyan Traders is in Sadashiv Nagar, we can take any area. Carrier name. Now from my business, it moves to Kalyan Traders. So Shakti Enterprises, the motor vehicle number. This will all remain the same. These will not change. Sales taxable. Now you can give up the EV bill details. EV bill number, same, a dispatch from Jayanagar, Sadashiv Nagar, Shakti Transporters, Transporter ID, by road, regular. Now it can be given as a new reference. So here I've allowed a credit period of 4 days for Kalyan traders to make the payment. So I'll give a credit period of 4 days. So I'll take new reference Kalyan traders. Now the credit period or the due date, I'll give it as 4 days, or I can also give the date, not an issue. So here I'll give the credit period 4 days, 2 lakh 36. Enter. So here narration would be, now narration in the earlier case what we had given, being estimation sent for Logitech printers to Kalyan traders, correct? Now being Logitech printers sold to Kalyan traders on credit subject to 18% GST. So this is the way we type the narration and we pass the entry. Okay, so accept, yes. Now, if you can observe, once we convert the optional sales voucher into a regular sales voucher, the list of optional sales vouchers gets nullified. Okay, so now it's no more appearing here because it's back to the accountable voucher, which we can check up in the daybook now. We have the daybook here. Yes, or we can check with the other entries. So let's go to the sales vouchers, contra payment receipt journal. Yeah, here we have seen. I think it's after. Yeah, here we have is Kalyan Traders. Okay, right. So like the other set of vouchers, this is also appearing as part of it, which means what? It has been accounted and it has been brought into the books of accounts.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hmm.
It's not visible on the daybook, ma'am.
It's not visible
No, ma'am.
in the daybook.
Yeah.
Have you converted the optional sales to a sales voucher by
Yes, ma'am.
removing Control L? Huh. So now you come to the daybook now. Your daybook is appearing like this or what? Only one entry is reflected.
No, all of them are there except that one.
Okay, so now what you do is, now you're in the list of all vouchers, I mean list of optional vouchers, did it get nullified? once you convert it into a sales voucher?
I'm not sure, but on the top right side, it's like for April 1st, not
Huh.
for the second.
Not an issue, not an issue. So now, are you in the daybook currently now?
Hmm.
So come to the daybook. Okay. Now I'm in the daybook. Now from here, you use Alt F2. What is Alt F2 used for? To change the financial period. So we use Alt F2. You get as change period option. Okay. Now here you have to take out. You have to remove those dates. So what you have to do? Space bar first. First space bar, then enter. Space bar, then enter. Now you get all the entries which you have passed so far in Tally. Now have you got all the entries? Now you can view the Kalyan traders. You have to just scroll down. Yes. Now it will be visible. I hope you have got it. Okay. So here we have Kalyan traders. Now after a couple of 4 days, what the credit period had been given. Now Kalyan traders would make the payment to my company. So to record that receipt of payment, which voucher should I go for? I will go for a receipt voucher. So I'll go to vouchers. I will go to F6 receipt voucher. Okay, and here I would go for the passage of the entry. So credit, now who is the person who is making the payment to the company? It is Kalyan Traders, the giver. 2,36,000. So it will be always against reference because against the bill, the payment is being settled by Kalyan Traders. So press enter. 2,36,000. Enter, enter. Debit. We have is if Kalyan, let's assume that Kalyan Traders is giving a check for 2,36,000 of HDFC Bank, which I'm depositing in my company's bank account, that is ICICI Bank. Okay, so here I will choose as ICICI Bank, 2,36,000. Press enter. Now here we
Excuse me,
have
ma'am.
yes, pa.
When the bill-wise details appear, like
Ah,
after like type of references against reference, again for the second time, I'm getting the same thing. So like I'm getting two times type of reference.
okay, wait. Are you in the pay? Are you in the receipt voucher, pa now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait. Now credit, you choose Kalyan Traders.
Yes, ma'am.
2,36,000. You refresh and do it. 2,36,000. You type the amount. Now type of reference has come
Yes, ma'am.
against reference. Now there, how many bills you have? One or two bills? It's one bill only.
Okay, ma'am.
You got it. Now in a type of reference you get against reference. Then just press enter. That's all. Nothing else to do. Press enter. Enter. It will take you back to the receipt voucher.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I got it. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So now debit. As I told, ICICI Bank I'll choose. I will assuming that Kalyan Traders has given a check of HDFC Bank. I will deposit in my company's bank account, which is ICICI Bank. So I'll press enter. Now transaction type, it is a check or DD. Let it remain the same because I'm receiving a check from Kalyan Traders. Press enter, enter, and here you give the check number and the bank details of the customer. That is Kalyan Traders. So the instrument number you will give.
Excuse me, mom.
Yes, pa.
When I'm entering bill-wise details, I'm not able to enter the against reference.
When in the bill wise details, what it is coming in the type of reference.
I chose against reference, but I'm not able to, like, the name isn't appearing, neither the
Okay,
amount.
okay. No issues. When you're passing optional sales vouchers, that time type of reference what you choose.
No reference, mom.
Huh? Sure. Was it new
I
reference or on
rechecked
account?
again. I went and rechecked, mom.
It is new reference.
Mom.
Okay. It should come against reference, no? See here. Okay, let me. I'll pass the entry later. See what happens is when you're passing the sales. Okay, let me go back to that same sales voucher. Now what happens? See, leave all these things. We have filled up after we convert the sales voucher. Here, here you had chosen when you were converted back from the optional sales to a sales voucher. That time, type of reference you have chosen as new reference. Yes, and name. Then credit period you have given as 4 days. Check again. New reference, name, and the due date. Okay. So once you give this, press enter, enter. You pass the entry. I've given you reference with the credit days. Now what happens? I have to record the receipt of payment now from Kalyan Traders. So for that, I would go to the receipt voucher. I will go to the F6 first. First is F6 receipt to voucher. Once I go to the receipt voucher, on the credit aspect, I would choose Kalyan Traders because Kalyan Traders is giving out the payment. The moment I select the party as Kalyan Traders, you have in the current balance at the bottom 2,36,000. The same amount I put up in the credit column. 2,36,000 in the amount column as 2,36,000. Press enter. Once you press enter, automatically you should get against reference now.
Thing on account, mom.
No, it will come on account, pan. You change it to against
Chose
reference.
it against reference, but
Huh.
then I'm not able to.
Press enter on that. Now you're able to get pending bill screen.
No, mom.
Huh?
No, mom.
It is showing as on account, and then you're getting the party details. Because you've chosen new reference there, here it will come against reference. In case you have chosen on account there, here also it will come as on account only. No harm, because we have not received any payments. Excuse me. So here, if you have chosen on account, it will come as on account, or new reference means against reference. No harm. So here, since I've chosen new reference, here I have to choose against reference. So here it will come Kalyan Traders. If it is not come, you can just type it up, not an issue. Enter debit ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, specify bank name. So being payment received from Kalyan Traders towards the sale of Logitech printers. Being payment received from Kalyan Traders, towards the sale of Logitech printers? Okay, so type the narration and pass the entry. Yes, so with this, we will end up the non accounting vouchers of our memorandum and option and sales vouchers. Okay, yes. Now, I think, Disha, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
your doubt I'm going to actually I solved it in the previous class, but again, since you're not able to get the configuration, the tax rate
Yeah.
details, I'm repeating it again for you. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Now you're not getting the GST classification, that purchase taxable, that complete chart you're not able to get, is it?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what you have to do is, now in case you're not getting, okay, now I'll take one of the vouchers which I've already covered. Let's go at, I'll go to the same sales vouchers just now which we passed for Kalyan traders. Now here, sales ledger you have to choose as sales account, which you have to create it. So once you choose sales, now here don't press enter. You have chosen sales and you have to press F12 configuration on spot. If you press F12 configuration, yeah, I saw that you're not getting the modified tax rate details of GST. It is absent in your configuration screen. So what you can do is you can press the escape key, come back to the sales voucher, and from there you have to press F11. F11 is the company features screen. If you press F11, GST would have already got activated, but again you have to go back to the GST, which is on the right hand side of your screen. Enable GST, it will be yes already. All details have been added up. So there you venture back to the GST, press enter. The GST details screen will open up. Okay. So here you have to activate it. You have under additional features, you have enable GST classification. There it will be no. You have to activate it as yes. Enable GST classification. Okay. Once you activate it as yes, press Ctrl A, it will get saved. Again press Ctrl A, it will get saved features. Now what you do is press F12 configuration. If you press F12 configuration, now you definitely will get modified tax rate details of GST. It will be no. So what you have to do is you have to activate it as yes. That's all. Once you activate it as yes, press Ctrl A. Then moment you go to the sales ledger, you will get the tax classification details. And there you can choose whichever is the classification required.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope I'm
Okay.
clear,
I
Disha.
got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So I hope it's clear for all of you. We have covered both the accounting plus inventory based vouchers and the non accounting vouchers. Please have your practice. Please do up in case you have any doubts, any questions to be asked in tomorrow's session. Whatever we have covered, whatever vouchers are there, you are. You can ask any doubts, any clarifications you would like to. In addition, we'll be covering the other concepts in Tally as well. Okay. So we will end up for the today's session. Thank you.